Good morning, students. Welcome to Bindu Dadwal chemistry lessons. Let us solve the term 2 chemistry paper HP board. So first question is pH of acid rain is below. The answer should be 5.6. It's less than 5.6. The number of sigma and pi bonds. Sigma bonds are 1. Then 1 out of these 3 is sigma and this is 1. So 3 sigma bonds, and out of these 3, 2 are pi. So 2 pi bonds. Option B is the correct answer. Conjugate acid of ammonia can be obtained by adding H plus. So the option is NH4 positive. The chemical formula of heavy water is D2O. Producer gas is a mixture of following two gases. So you can take the option carbon monoxide and nitrogen, though we know that hydrogen gas is also present in it. So because they have asked two gases only, then option B is the correct answer. Isobaric processes are the processes where change in pressure is 0. Iso means same and baric means pressure. So same pressure means that there is no change in pressure. Delta P is 0. Solubility of alkaline earth metal hydroxides in water follows the order. Because the options given here are of alkaline earth metals. So if we have to compare between alkaline earth metal or hydroxides, then option A is the correct answer. Otherwise, if we focus on the name given here, alkali metal hydroxide, so alkali metals are lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium, then the option can be none of the above. So diamond, graphite, coke and carbon black are examples of allotropes of carbon. Total number of chain isomers formed by C5H12 are 3, because we can have 3 chain isomers, one having a chain of 5 carbon atoms, another having a chain of 4 carbon atom with 5th carbon on the second carbon, and then we can also have a chain isomer having 2 methyl groups on the second carbon and a chain of 3. So in all there are 3 isomers. So option should be B. The most stable conformer of butane is, so anti is the most stable because there is the least repulsion of the 4. Next question. The pH of 0.001 molar HCl will be, as the concentration of hydrogen ions is 10 raised to power minus 3, 1 upon 1000. So its negative log will be negative of minus 3, that means 3. So option is B. The standard reduction potential of standard hydrogen electrode at 298 Kelvin is 0.00 volt. Ethers are functional isomers of alcohols. The general formula and bond length between carbon in ethine is option A, CnH2n-2 and 1.20 angstrom. Which of the following have 2 electron 3 centered bond? It is diborane, V2H6. The system which neither exchange mass nor energy with surroundings is called isolated system. In zinc copper cell, zinc will give electrons and act as anode, anodic half cell, so this is true. Carbocations are formed by heterolytic fission. When the bond breaks heterolytically, one will have electrons and other will be devoid of electron and will form a carbocation. So this is false. Electromeric effect is a temporary effect involving electron displacement involving pi electrons. Methyl isocyanate gas was responsible for Bhopal gas tragedy in the year 84. Calculate the standard enthalpy of reaction for the following reactions. Now, to find out the standard enthalpy of reaction, we should know the bond enthalpy of all these bonds. So these are reactants, ethene. Then there are 3 oxygen molecules which form 2 carbon dioxide. This should be CO2. So we have 2 such molecules plus 2 water. So to find out the enthalpy of reaction, we will add the sum of all the bonds which are to be broken of products, and we will subtract the sum total of all the bond enthalpies of reactants from it. So we should have the values of carbon oxygen double bond, which is given, oxygen hydrogen bond, which is given. Then carbon carbon double bond is not given here, and carbon hydrogen bond is given, and oxygen oxygen bond is also given. So because this value is not given, so this question can be called a confusing question, or otherwise you may put this value as x and then put the value and write down the answer in terms of x. So you can try solving this question. Then calculate the pH of 0.01 molar KOH. So the concentration of hydroxide ion is 10 raised to power minus 2. So concentration of hydrogen ions will be ionic product 10 raised to power minus 14 upon concentration of hydroxyl ions 10 raised to power minus 2. Well, when we take out negative log of this, we get the pH. That will be 12. Then IUPAC name of the compound 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be but-2-enoic acid. This is the function group. So 1, 2 and 3. So it is prop 2-en-1-ol. In this compound, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2-methyl butane 2-ol. This will be the name. Calculate the enthalpy of formation of benzene represented by the following reaction. And given our standard enthalpy of combustion of benzene, so we write down the reaction for combustion of benzene. So combustion reaction is when 1 mole of this reacts completely with oxygen to form oxides. So we balance this equation. 6 hydrogens, carbon dioxide, and 3 water, and 12 plus 3, 15 by 2 oxygen. Similarly, and standard enthalpy of formation is given, so carbon plus oxygen forms carbon dioxide. Standard enthalpy of formation of water is given, so H2 plus half O2 gives H2O. Now we multiply, add and subtract these reactions in such a way so that we get this reaction. So we have to have 6 carbons, so we multiply this whole equation with 6. We have to have 3 hydrogens, so we multiply this whole equation with 3. We will also multiply this with 3. We will multiply this with 6. Then we will add these 2 up, and then we will subtract this from the sum of these two reactions, and we get this reaction. So 3 into minus 286 plus 6 into minus 393.1 minus 3266 will give you the answer. In this reversible reaction, if above reaction is heated, the temperature will rise, so reaction will go in the direction in which the temperature decreases. So it will go in the endothermic reaction. So in which direction the equilibrium will shift? In the backward direction. If some more nitrogen is added, so reactants are added, reaction will go in the forward direction. So equilibrium will shift in the forward direction. Differentiate between inductive effect. It's a permanent effect involving the displacement of sigma electrons, whereas electromeric effect is a temporary effect involving displacement of pi electrons. It occurs in a saturated system. It occurs in an unsaturated system. It does not need an outside reagent. Electromeric effect operates only in presence of outside reagent. It involves partial separation of charges. It involves complete transfer of electrons. Complete the following reaction. So this is Wood's reaction. So it will form a alkane with 4 carbon atoms and NaCl. This is peroxide effect. HBr is added in such a way that H is added here and Br here. So we get CH3, CH2, 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 Br. In this case, it should be plus 2 KOH. Alcoholic elimination occurs. So CH3, CH double bond CH2 will be formed along with KBr and water. Draw all conformers of ethane. So in ethane, one configuration is staggered and the other one should be eclipsed. So eclipsed configuration, hydrogen, 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 and hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. This is eclipsed. Which conformer is more stable? Staggered is more stable than eclipsed. Why ice floats on water? And explain with diagram of ice and water. In ice, each oxygen is tetrahedrally surrounded by 4 hydrogens, 2 covalently bonded and 2 by hydrogen bonds, resulting in an cage-like structure in an open structure in which vacant spaces are filled, so its density is less. Whereas in water, the hydrogen bonds are broken and only covalent bonds remain, so the molecules come closer to each other, association occurs, so density is more. So ice floats on water. Explain the following with suitable examples. So catenation is the process of self-linking of atoms to form long chains. It occurs in carbon. Inert pair effect is the reluctance of s electrons to participate in the bond formation, in reluctance of the valence s electrons to participate in the bond formation. Nitrogen fixation is the process of conversion of nitrogen into nitrates, which are then used up by bacteria. So structure of phosphorus 3 oxide is a class 12 syllabus question. It's not in class 11. So this is a confusing question. Starting with potassium succinate, how will you prepare ethyne by electrolysis? Now this is a doubtful question because if we carry out electrolysis of potassium succinate, potassium succinate, we get ethene. So if we have to convert it into ethyne, then we further have to carry out its bromination to form dibromo compound, which is then reacted with alcoholic KOH to carry out elimination to ultimately form alkyne. So by electrolysis we cannot prepare. We can only prepare ethene. So there is some unclear language what the paper setter wants. So a little bit doubtful question. Calculate the oxidation number of phosphorus in orthophosphoric acid. So oxygen is -2, hydrogen is +1. So 3 into +1 plus 4 into -2, and let this be x is equal to 0. So x comes out to be +5. Why alkali metals are soluble in liquid ammonia and solution is highly conducting in nature? This is because alkali metals dissolve in ammonia, forming ammoniated cations and ammoniated anions, ammoniated electrons, NH3Y types. So these are, because charged species, they are attracted towards electrodes, so they are highly conducting in nature and combine with ammonia to form solutions. Write any two properties when lithium is diagonally related to magnesium. So similarities is in atomic radius, ionic radius, electronegativity, lithium 1.0, magnesium 1.2. Both are quite hard, and the hydroxides of both are weak bases. So these are all the points where they are similar to each other and show diagonal relationship. What is electrochemical series? So arrangement of metals in decreasing order of reduction potential values is called electrochemical series. It's helpful in finding out the feasibility of reaction by knowing the values of the electrodes and using the formula EMF of cell is equal to E of cathode minus anode. If this value comes out to be positive, then the reaction is feasible. If it's negative, then reaction is non-feasible. What is electrochemical cell? So the cell formed by dipping electrodes of different potentials in their respective solutions and connecting through salt bridge and wire is called an electrochemical cell. In zinc copper cell, we will put zinc in zinc sulfate and copper in copper sulfate attached by wire and salt bridge, and electrochemical cell will be formed. Write the full form of standard hydrogen electrode, SHE. It is standard hydrogen electrode. The working of electrochemical cell is that zinc gives electron to form zinc ions and copper takes up these electrons to give copper solid. So because electrons move from this portion to this via salt bridge, current is produced. That's all in today's video. If you like the video, please do share and subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day.